Hello students. In today's lesson, we are going to read an interesting story about an unusual pet. We all must have had pets at some point of time. Have you ever interacted with a pet monkey and watched it closely? Now, we are going to hear about the wonderful tale of Toto, a pet monkey. Before we start with the story, it's important to know our author. So who is Ruskin Bond? Ruskin Bond is a writer who lives in Dehradun. His writings, set in small towns at the foothills of Himalayas, reveal his love for the simple life in the mountains. At 17, he started writing his first novel, The Room on the Roof, which went on to win the John Llewellyn Rhys Prize in 1957, awarded to British Commonwealth writers under 30. Other prizes he has received are the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992 for the novel Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra, the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. Writing for over 60 years now, this immensely talented writer has over 120 titles in print novels, poetry, essays, anthologies and books for children. Some of his very famous creations include With Love from the Hills, Rusty Runs Away, and The Blue Umbrella. Films made from his works include Junoon, from A Flight of Pigeons, Saat Khoon Maaf, from Susanna's Seven Husbands, while Ek Tha Rusty is a Doordarshan series based on the popular Rusty series. The story belongs to the comic genre and begins on a day when the narrator's grandfather brought home Toto, a little red monkey. He had brought it from the Tonga driver for 5 rupees. Toto was a red-faced, pretty monkey with bright eyes, a deep set of eyebrows, and pearly white teeth. He was the newest member to the author's grandfather's private zoo, and he created an interesting mess about the house, bothering everyone around. The grandmother used to be very annoyed with the arrival of any new animal, and therefore Toto's arrival was kept a secret. The narrator and his grandfather put Toto in a little closet and tied it to a peg fastened to a wall. However, they could not keep him tied up for long, and grandfather was really impressed with Toto's performance. Though Toto's presence was still being kept a secret, he was now transferred into a big cage with a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and a pet goat. The baby monkey created such a great nuisance for all the other pets that when grandfather left for a short tour to Dehradun, he carried Toto along with him. This trip was an eventful one where Toto was carried in a strong canvas bag. Everything went well till Saharanpur, when grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile and the monkey poked out his head. The ticket collector immediately classified Toto as a dog and collected a 3 rupee fare for him. Back home, when the baby monkey was finally adopted by the grandmother, he was shifted to a stable along with Nana, the pet donkey. Grandfather visited the stable the very first night Toto was moved to the stable, and to his utter surprise found the mischievous monkey latched onto Nana's ears with his sharp little teeth. Nana was obviously being driven crazy by the monkey's antics. The large bowl of warm water given by grandmother for Toto's bath during cold winter evenings was a real treat for the naughty little monkey. He would very carefully test the temperature of the water and then gradually stepped into the bowl, 1 foot after another, until the water level was up to his neck. Then he would rub the soap all over his body with his little hands. Immediately when the water became cold, he would come out of the water to dry himself up. Once, this love of bathing almost proved fatal for the little ape. Toto once jumped into a large kitchen kettle which had been left to boil on the fire. Initially, the water was just warm enough, but soon started boiling. Toto wanted to come out, but feeling that it was cold outside, he sat back down and kept on hopping up and down. It was grandmother who ultimately took him out and saved his life. It seemed that the part of the brain allotted to mischief was exceedingly well developed in Toto. Mostly, he spent his time tearing things into pieces. Whenever the narrator's aunts came for a visit, he always wanted to get hold of their dresses and tear holes in them. The climax of Toto's pranks was witnessed one day at lunchtime. Toto was stuffing himself from a large bowl of pulao placed in the center of the dining table. As grandmother screamed, Toto threw a plate at her and one of the aunts received a glass of water in the face as she rushed in. When grandfather entered the room, Toto fled with the pulao and relished it all afternoon sitting on the branches of the jackfruit tree. Upon completion, he threw the plate and broke it into 100 pieces to satisfy his vengeance against grandmother. This incident made grandfather realize that Toto was not an ideal pet for the household. He then sold him back to the Tonga driver. Perhaps this is a lesson for all of us about the fact that wild animals are best left in the wild. We have now reached the end of today's video lesson. Don't forget to watch the recap video of this lesson for a quick revision anytime. See you in the next video. Happy watching!